Good morning, everyone. KJ here. We're going to try this again today. I've gotten some news that YouTube has changed certain things where anybody and everyone, there's a whole long stream of lives that they put out. As many of y'all know, the last time we met, there were some people that came on the chat that were very rude and hateful and vulgar. And I guess I'm just wondering whether there's going to be a continuation of the cyber bullying. These people, they don't care how anyone else feels. They themselves don't care about what this does to them. So I've got to figure out in my own way how to be proactive. The one thing when I opened up this channel, it was first of all, there's 20 plus million YouTube channels. And so I was always very, very satisfied with my little nook, my little place on YouTube. I never expected it to grow like it has. I appreciate everyone that's come to spend time with me and chat. But the main focus has always been about us keeping our community together so that we could get to the Chad Daybell case. And as many of y'all remember, back when this all began on this channel, I had no idea that Chad and Lori's cases would be severed and that we would have to wait as long as we did with Lori up there in the spa pretending and malingering. I didn't expect for it to last this long. But anyway, we're trying our best to continue to seek justice through understanding in our own ways. And obviously, if people haven't figured it out now that's been here a while, that old KJ has love in my heart for everyone. I get rattled. I'm just as human as anybody else. My biggest mistake, it's a rookie mistake, y'all, is really engaging in these negative comments and things of that sort, because I'm used to seeing all you, and I'm speaking with you and you're speaking with me, and it's such a loving, caring type of thing that, I guess I just rested on my laurels about it. I didn't realize that, I get the comments, y'all, on the rewatches or the videos, these pre-recorded videos. I've been saying this since the channel opened. People will say very hurtful and mean things. But I just erase them, and it isn't just because I want on the comments everyone lining up and just saying and being the way I am, because that's the whole thing is that we need to all have our own thoughts and opinions about things. That's been the special blessing in it all, is that we have so many unique people on here. And I want to keep that going until Chad Daybell's trial. And I thought about all kinds of remedies, maybe having a private chat, but then I'm like, no, I can't do that, because ultimately there's something I believe in, is that this channel is not for everyone, but everyone is welcome. And so having to put it on a public chat like I do, and have to really, because I'd be leaving out people that don't comment at all, that's just glad to be here. Maybe they are at work with their headphones on, or, maybe whatever, everyone has their own reasoning for being here, and I can respect and honor that. What I cannot respect and honor is when there are people that come into this that don't even know who I am or you are, or anyone else. I'm just glad that the last live stream was more of an attack on me and not people in the comments, because none of y'all deserve that. I don't either, but I would much rather people attack me than anybody on here, because y'all take your time, your efforts. A lot of y'all have expressed this is a safe community, and I'm so thankful for that. I really am, and I do care very deeply for everyone on here. Hello, Fancy Nancy, Norma Guerrero, Nicole, Mark McGarry, Teresa, Ellen Larson, Lena Howery, Tanya C., Bonnie Shaw, Diane Renee McDonald, and Vix Taxi. Good morning, y'all. So, what is the solution? Because it's not going to get any better. And by the way, I'll just reemphasize this now. I've already said it twice on the community wall. If someone does come into this chat, just ignore them, please. I should have been ignoring them the last time around. So I'm going to hold myself accountable to not say anything. It's really hard because I want to give everyone in the comments, I want them to be able to say what they want to say in their voice. But when it comes to such negativity, just pure attacks, that's not advancing anything. And I think if any of y'all that's been here a while haven't figured out that I've done my damnedest to give each of y'all a voice, because I do. I absolutely find that valuable, and it can't be just me, whatever I think, right? Because if that's the case, what the hell am I doing here talking to anybody? It has to be all of us together as a collective. And so I'm stuck in this situation where I'm thinking of all of y'all and thinking, man, they don't need to see these people coming on here. And this is, they don't need to see all the crazy stuff, and they sure don't need to see OKJ getting my feathers ruffled, That's not what any of y'all are doing here. I know that to be true. I don't think there's a single person that has been here a while wants to be on here to see a bunch of cyberbullying and OKJ go off the deep end. Maybe you do. I don't know. I doubt it, though. So, hello there, Beach Lady. So, what am I going to do? I was coming to y'all 3 times a week on live stream. I want to continue to do that until we get to Chad's trial, and then we'll get knee deep into it all. We still have some pre-trial stuff coming up for Chad that I feel that we all want to go over. And for those on here that's been here for all this time, you absolutely know how much time and effort that you have given to this case, your comments and your opinions and things that you believe in or don't believe in, or whatever it is, whatever the subject matter is that pertains to the case that we're covering. Those things are important. And I feel like, when I'm sitting here, y'all, I put myself out here. All I can do is demonstrate what I think and feel. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that, you better listen to OKJ or anything like that. How many times has OKJ been wrong, right? How many times have I predicted something or another and it didn't happen? So if anyone's on here thinking OKJ's got some kind of behind the scenes clairvoyance or any kind of stuff like that, you're not looking at the evidence. Ann Gibson says, KJ, I wouldn't worry too much. I think there's enough wise, mature people on here to deal with the trolls. Well, Ann Gibson, I appreciate that. Mark McGarry says, am I correct? As Chad's trial begin in 51 days, the waiting is almost over for the countdown and the process. And that's what I want to stay focused on, Mr. M. It's something I've fought very hard. Yes, we get into little things here and there, theatrical stuff. KJ loves music and all that. I just do that to show some expression. And this goes back to, people have a right to express themselves. People have a right for free speech and all this and that. Well, that's true. And I think everyone has a right to express themselves in however they want, no matter what someone thinks of it. even if they think it's silly and stupid, or if they think negative about it. The bottom line is that the motivation behind this world inside of a world where people want to come in and disrupt, it's not so much disrupting me as it is disrupting me and knowing that y'all don't deserve that. None of y'all deserve that. And someone could say, hey, KJ, it's par for the course. I'm sure many of y'all in here have seen it on display time and time again. You've probably yourself been personally attacked. So, and I mean, maybe I'm making too much of it, but no, I honestly, in my heart, it's not like I haven't seen the comments before or heard the terrible things being said to me, you know? And I guess the problem with me is that there really is a difference between someone out here standing close to me in a shopping mall or something and saying something shitty to me. There's a difference between that and someone saying something bad here in this world inside of a world. And so, you know, there are no consequences pretty much for anyone that wants to say whatever they want to say. They can hide behind their keyboard. They can create their ghost accounts. They can do all of those things. And that's unfortunate because when I think about all the wonderful things that we've already uncovered in terms of goodness, and I think about all of the community here that has been there to support Crescia K. Easton of Difficult Research and all the victims' family members, those things I hold tightly to. Because there's a little small part of OKJ that says, the hell with it. I would be lying if, I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit here and tell y'all, there's no way that I'm not going to feel like maybe I should just give this shit up. Because all it does is, when those things happen, all it does is rile me up. And I'm like, I don't have to be riled up. But then I think, wait a minute. What about all your friends, the Rays? What about the victims' family members? Your love for them should be stronger than this uncomfortableness of having to deal with these damn assholes out here. So, y'all, I'm a work in progress. I'm trying my best to do what I can do in my own personality and my own life. I fall on my face all the time, but I have these beautiful people that have come to be here on this channel that I consider blessings, and I can't turn away from blessings. We all know, y'all, we all know that after the adjudication of Chad Daybell's case, this channel will cease to exist. It should have ceased to exist back when Lori got tried, because she should have been tried with him. And I'm doing this in my heart of hearts. I've not sought any real recognition. Do I have an ego? Yes. I don't know why. I don't know why I have an ego, but I do. I don't know how large or small it is. But the bottom line is I do. But that ego is tied to this, y'all. I care about myself in humble ways. And I'm confident. And there are so many people in this world that don't like to see that in other people. They don't like to see other people feeling good about themselves in the right and healthy ways. Because when they themselves are having their own issues and they don't feel good about themselves at all, and they see someone that is doing the very best to be healthy and self-care and all that, they see that difference and it disturbs them. Because their normal is how they're feeling, and they don't realize that those bad, hurtful feelings and all of those things, they think that's normal. They think that's their normal life, and that everybody else has got problems. But if they knew that, and I've learned this myself, I've spent many years, y'all, not liking myself at all. Really self-destructive behavior. Don't give a crap about nothing or no one. I've been there. And in somehow, some way, and I can't pinpoint that defining moment, I learned over a little bit of time, I'm assuming that, as long as I did my best to earnestly treat others as I wanted to be treated, it doesn't mean I'm going to get the outcome I want, but it does mean that I can feel better, that I can feel more healed, that I can keep that negativity away. Blocking helps because I don't have to see their comments anymore. That's a great point, Fancy Nancy. And by the way, Fancy Nancy, I've ordered you something. It hasn't come in yet. It's a specialty item. So just hang on, Fancy Nancy. But anyway, yeah, just if you see something in the comments, block it, and then you won't have to see them continuing to attack me or anyone else. I would appreciate people to report, though. And this comes to a question about, well, KJ, why don't you just get you some moderators? Because number one, people didn't come to this channel to have to be saddled with that responsibility. I know for a fact there are people on this channel right now that would step up and become a moderator for KJ and the Ray. I know they would, but folks, we're not going to be here much longer. We're going through Chad Daybell's case. It's important to me. I want y'all to know that deep in my heart of hearts, I have love for all of you, for all of your contributions. You mean so much to me and my husband Wayne and our family. But in terms of moderators, I could have done it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I didn't do it because it was my hope that this channel would stay small. And it is compared to all these other channels anyway. But for some reason, YouTube wants to expose people that just want to be left alone. I want to be left alone. I'm sure all of y'all want to be left alone. We want to focus on a criminal case. And it's hard to do that when people come in the comments that don't care, first of all. First, right off the bat, they don't care. And then they don't even stop to really listen. Maybe they're incapable of taking in the dialogue that I'm spewing. The yapping, right? OKJ yaps. Well, I'll tell you what, I might be a big mouth, but I say a mouthful. And so do y'all in the comments. None of anything that I've ever said on this channel would be possible without your contributions. Because again, if this was all about me coming on here and saying what I wanted to say and leaving it at that, what's that going to do? What's that going to do? I can do that without being on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. I can just stay stuck in my own thoughts and not listen to other people express who they are and how they feel and what goes on in their life. Hello, Eric. How are you? Hello, Kevin. VixTech says, I tried to report the other day, but it didn't go through, so I blocked. Now, listen, folks, I know y'all are not here for OKJ to lament and go down this road of what we experienced on the last live stream. Again, y'all know as well as I do, it's nothing rare. It's something that happens to anyone and everyone on any social media platform. But I did say in my community post we wouldn't be discussing the case today because I just needed to get this out here once and for all that this channel, again, is not for everyone, but everyone is welcome. And, it ain't KJ's channel. It's our channel. It's always been our channel. Because KJ can set up a YouTube channel all I damn well want. But if there isn't people on there that are interested, that can help open up these insightful comments and really help me to go down roads of discovery in this criminal case, it's useless. It don't do nothing for no one. And by the way, how many videos, pre-records, or live streams that I have put on here in the past. I've got a catalog out the ass right now, y'all, that I've got on private because of the ads. My motivation in doing what I'm doing should not be tied to subscriptions or money or anything like that. This is my true earnest desire to get with people that I look up to, that I honor and respect the best I know how. And I know I maybe I come off wrong sometimes, or maybe, I get it wrong. Well, I know I get it wrong. But hello, Robbie Martin. I don't know. In my heart of hearts, first of all, I don't think anyone likes to get attacked, whether they're in person or on a social media platform. Nobody likes that. Everyone, I believe in my heart of hearts, I believe everyone deeply really does want other people to like them. I think that's something we just have that kind of, as human beings, there are people that like to be left alone and all of that, and that's fine too. But we don't want to, I don't want people out here not liking me, but I can't live my life hoping they will. I've got to just be who I am, because honestly, y'all, that's the key to it all when it comes to research analysis and you. And that is just being happy in your own skin and knowing that no one else, other people can get around you and they can pretend that they're like you. And what is it that Melanie Gibbs says? Well, when I met Lori, she mirrored me and all this. Well, there are people out here that can try to act like us, but ultimately, you are the only you you're ever going to be. And that's the key to it all. If you stay true to yourself and hold yourself to your own standards and not what other people want you to do, then, you're going to be just fine. You're going to have that one thing that I think every human being on the planet wants, and that's peace of mind, even if it's just a small amount. That's right, Jewel Box. It's our channel. And again, I know some of y'all have already expressed, KJ, you don't have to apologize, but I do want to apologize that I had no idea that stuff would happen in the last live stream. And y'all shouldn't have had to be exposed to that. We haven't had problems like that, have we? In the past, we've been blessed for a pretty good while not to have to deal with it. But, it has happened. It finally happened, I guess, now that YouTube's decided to do what they're doing. And maybe I'll have to change a few things. Nothing drastic. There's no way that I'm going to give up getting justice through understanding on the Chad Daybell case. We've all invested too much time and energy to just say the hell with it. It took me 50 years to realize that not everyone liked me, and I don't like everyone either. I'm 61 now, says Stephanie Marlowe. Well, there you go, Stephanie. I think, we all get raised the way we do. We were just talking last live stream. No one parents perfectly. And that also spills over into no one gets into relationships, whether they're friendships, platonic, whatever, perfectly. There are people that I've met that I don't, I've met them like, hello, how are you? Immediately, some little spidey sense or something tells me and it makes me ashamed to think, why are you saying there's something, you don't like about this person? You don't even know them. I would never let them know that, right? But I've been wrong too. I've met people that I, right off the bat, first impression, didn't like. And then later on, come to find out that they were some of the most pivotal people or wonderful people. Vicky McNutt says, nobody likes me because I have no filter. Well, Vicky, I have a filter, but it's a real little itty bitty one. And if I try to vent or go off, obviously, y'all, this is, I guess, racist on demand here, where people say that KJ's like a Karen. Well, my name is KJ. It's not Karen. And, people they want to throw those names out there because they don't want to stop and find out whether they have any intellect or not, to stop and think about what they're saying, because everything that comes out of a person's mouth is a demonstration of who they are. And unfortunately, when I say some of the things I say out of my mouth, I know what's going on. I know that I could be better. I could speak better. I could do better. I do try to measure my words, but when I get faced with things that really piss me off, I don't have the filter that I should. Well, Eric, when you say we can check into a moderator if you would like, we can all block her, but unless your channel blocks her, she will be able to post. Well, again, Eric, like I said, nobody came to this channel thinking that they were going to at some point have to strap on the possibility of having to do moderation. In fact, everyone on here should, at their leisure, be able to come on here, comment if they want, feel relaxed, not feel like they're having to do anything task-wise. Yes, I have asked if you see anything like that, take a moment just to report it. And I wished I didn't have to ask you to do that. Because the bottom line is that this stream of connection that we have, whether it's through your comments or me looking you in the eye and talking to you, the bottom line is it's valuable, it's important. I care very deeply for this connection. If I didn't, I wouldn't go through all that I do. I try to entertain from time to time to keep our spirits up. I include my family in these things as well, which should really show everyone how dedicated I am in the relationship that we've gotten on this channel. So it is your channel, says friend. It's not my channel, it's our channel. Sandra says, KJ, you are doing good with this channel. Don't give it up. Ignore people. They will hate anyway, no matter what. Well, thank you, Sandra. I get it. When I first found this channel back during the Hussey's trial, it was like spending time with family and friends. I love that, Lena Howry. Thank you so much for saying that. That's the production, what's produced on this channel that helps me to say, you know what? That comment that she just said, and others have said so many wonderful, supportive things, that helps to move me forward. Vicky McNutt says, I can't control it. It just spews out. My mouth has a mind of its own. We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Nicole says, yes, it's a reflection of their heart and intellect. Zero heart, zero intellect. And, in those moments where they're trying to get your attention, or it's really kind of sad. It's so sad. It really is. Because, there are people out here that immediately want to attack and do all that. But they might actually have something important that someone else could know that's positive and good, that they themselves and only them could share with someone else. But they choose to behave and say things that doesn't do anything. It's a waste. It doesn't do anything other than to say it can't make a person feel positive. They might think it's making them feel good, but it's not positive, Eric says, I've said it 1,000 times. You've been a light for at least one person each life. That's interesting that you would say that, Eric, Because really, it's not, I can do nothing in and of myself. I can't, but I trust my God to work it out, and I don't have to know. I don't have to know if it's helping someone or not. All I need to be focused on is what I should know is that God works in mysterious ways, and God loves everyone, even people that don't believe in him. Y'all, I think I just hit the jackpot. Cresha K. Easton, the Cresha K. Easton of Difficult Research, just said, hey, I'll be your moderator. That would be so sweet. That's such a wonderful gesture, Cresha. You know as well as I do, you have tried your best over the last couple of years to get me more educated on these platforms and stuff. I've always wanted to stay a step back from it all to a degree because I knew that I wouldn't be here down the road. I knew that. And so for you to step up and say that you would do that, that's going to make my day. It's not going to happen, obviously, because your hands are full with your channel. But the bottom line is that just, I mean, what more could anyone want is someone like you, who I love very dearly, my Louisiana sister, to want to be there for me. I appreciate that. I've done what I can do, and I will continue. I want to step up as the trial continues. I want to continue to help you and Jason monetarily. We'll continue to do all that, get ready for all that. It's just been really, it's been an eye-opener for me anyway. Eric says, hey, Cresha, hope you and yours are all well. Cresha says, KJ and the Ray, I've always thought you were against it. It's better than no one to moderate. It would be therapy for me to boot people for once. My offer stands. Well, I appreciate that, Cresha. I will not allow these attention seekers, because that's what they want. They just want attention, right? And really, it comes down to this. Why don't they spend a little attention looking inward in their life to better themselves instead of trying to project, they're trying to get attention from other people and it's not working. I mean, people do what they do, but if they spend as much time looking at themselves and giving themselves self-care and attention, the same amount as they do sitting online and bullying people and seeking attention and all that, they could really be powerhouses. They could be awesome people and they could feel better inside of themselves. But, I could sit here and talk and talk and talk about it until the cows come home. The bottom line is that all of us, have a responsibility to ourselves. When we decide to have friendships with one another, we have a responsibility to be there for one another because that's something we gladly take on. Maria P says, evil narcissists always want to be the center of attention and aggravate others. Sandra Lavalle says, I will step up for you and other people will too. You are showing the love of God. I might be doing that in spurts, Sandra, but I sure am not no representation of how somebody should live their life according to Holy Scripture. I'm a sinner saved by grace. I don't do everything like I should be doing. I'm old enough and mature enough to know that changes have been there that I need to make, and they've been there for a long time that I need to make, And I just haven't gotten there yet. But I appreciate the sentiment. Oh, Francis Thompson, yes, you will. You'll see Mr. Wayne Cook again. You'll see OKJ Cook again at some point. We love to get together with y'all on unrelated things. Well, thank you, Susie Smith, but my hair looks like crap. I'm just an old girl, you know. I mean, if I went in there and got the curling iron or the hot iron or whatever, I could do something with it. But it looks like I just rolled out of bed here. That's why when we have coffee with KJ, I don't care what I look like. It's not what a person looks like. It's what they say to others and do. You know, it's how we feel and how we should care about other people. Yes. That's right, Robert Fisher. We all do. I mean, we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. So, you know, before all this other stuff came out, last week and the week before, I think, we had been going down this timeline of this case, and I'm going to get back on track, y'all, because we've taken a few detours, and we're going to absolutely get back started. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to do my best to try to get a live stream going every week. I don't know if it'll be 3 days a week or not, but I will be doing some pre-records. And so that might lighten the situation up a little bit more. People that just want to insert themselves into this channel that they really have no reason to be here. They just want to be here because something's drawing them to it, right? Maybe because I'm speaking about it, this is, you know, KJ's talking about me or whatever. No, we're talking about generally speaking. Because you can put these kind of people all in one basket. They want to disrupt people. They want to hurt people. They want to bully people. They want to attack people. And that, my friends, tells you everything you need to know about the kind of people they are. And what I choose to do is I'm going to pray for these people because they've got to really not like themselves or have some kind of issue, whether it's mental or emotional. For all we know, there's some people out here right now that should be on psychiatric medications that just choose not to. And, you know, these people, they need prayer. People need to pray for them. I'm going to pray for them. And Norma, I'd be careful. Again, I've asked everyone on here not to be responding because I know you've probably got a heart, Norma, to reach out to people. But I can tell you right now, when it comes to wanting to reach out to others, it has to start out with those people at least having a little civility from the get-go. If they don't, they don't have civility or at least a neutrality, you know, you can't approach that. If all it is just over-the-top negativity, repeating constantly the comments over and over again because, hey, I want your attention, give me your attention. I see right through it, and many of y'all understand that as well. Holden Craig says, I'm a Jew. Is that cool? Nobody on this channel, there isn't like this whole collective of a like-minded. There are people here that are atheists. There are people that are agnostic. There are people that have different religions on here. Some people don't even believe in religion, but feel like they're spiritual. I mean, there is no standard on this channel other than just what? Common civility. And if you disagree with somebody, you do it in a civil way. You don't do it to be a shitty person. I mean, how hard can that be? Is it just, is these people out here in the world like, I feel so bad. I've got to find some way to channel out these feelings, these hurtful feelings. I've got to do it. I got to find a way. And so they home in on people just so that they can alleviate it. But what they don't understand is they might think, oh, this does make me feel better. I got attention, or I was able to make someone feel like dog shit, and that makes me feel good. Well, they don't know what feeling good is. Feeling good is when you love in your heart and you think about others' feelings before your own. That's something that feels good. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's cut and dry. That's not an opinion. I mean, if anyone thinks that you can go out here and attack somebody and feel good about that, if that is your definition of feeling good because you want to attack somebody for no reason at all, that is defined as feeling good. Or how about just being civil to somebody and treating them with some civility? You don't have to like them, but you can at least be civil and respectful. And guess what happens? You gain a little respect and civility within yourself because you shared that with other people. That's common sense. If I am civil and respectful to somebody else, does that mean that person's going to be civil and respectful back? No. But it does mean that as long as my motives are pure and I'm not being fake about it, if I'm trying, that's going to help me. That's going to help my self-esteem. That's going to help my depression or whatever issues I have. And trust you me, I've got them. Oh, yeah, Lena. I was kidding around with all of y'all last night with NXS. Robert Fisher says Jesus Christ is love. Well, I believe that, Robert. I do. But if there are people on here that don't believe that, or is there something wrong with them? That'd be unfair, wouldn't it? Just because there are people on here that might agree about a lot of things doesn't mean the people that disagree about a lot of things, that there's some kind of difference in that. People deserve to be who they are. It's when they cross over and start attacking other people, that's when it's wrong. I just want to let all the Rays know that I appreciate you every single day. I appreciate you being so loving and having a friendship with me the best way we can in this world inside of a world. I want you to know that it does not go unnoticed. The things that y'all do to help this channel continue to seek justice through understanding. Yes, Robert, we do. We need to pray for everyone. Even people that don't seem like, why would you pray for someone who's calling you names and being hateful to you? Well, those are the people that need it the most. And besides that, praying is a sign of faith. You should want to pray all the dang time. I mean, it says in Holy Scripture, it says pray without ceasing. I haven't been able to do that. I don't know about any of y'all. I'm trying, though. I know in my heart of hearts that everything will be okay. I understand, Crusher, when you say I've reported for it already, it's like whack-a-mole. Well, let's look at it like this, y'all. Maybe there is this unseen thing that needs to happen. Who knows? I mean, it's a possibility. Maybe this opening up of this, that's where all these people are hopping on just to, I don't know, cyberbully, troll, attack, whatever. Maybe something down the road will change for them. I'm a big firm believer that you can be talking to somebody about a specific topic and something else that has nothing to do with it can be triggered for that person to have a better quality of life or to become more enlightened about other areas of their life. I'm a firm believer in that. And I don't have to know. And, whether that's happened, you know. Tanya McGee says we need to come together and raise the vibrations. I'm sorry, Tanya. I know your message there is very positive, but when I think about the vibrations, I think about Ian's document. If you, 4 times the vibrations, and you should have sex every day, and it increases the vibration. Yeah, I'm sure having sex every day is, something's going to vibrate, right? Oh, Cresha says, KJ and the Ray, now y'all listen up. Me and my parents, Kay and Larry, will be live tonight at 9 p.m. Central. Hope to see y'all there. Y'all, that's going to be a real treat. Cresha, you got your thumbnail up. I'll post it on the community wall. DD Sunshine says, I found you when searching for something to listen to about reading court during Lori's trial. I enjoy your readings of East Idaho News as he updated what was being said in real time. Thank you greatly. Well, that's neat to know that, DD Sunshine. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, Eric says he's going to be there, Cresha. All the Rays will be there. I guarantee you. Chris Ardette says, I'll be there. Lena Howry says, I'll be there. We love you, Cresha, and we love Kay and Larry, and we just want to always be there to be supportive of you. Hello, Great Day, Mom. Chillbox News. I'm surprised I'm not getting the comments. I'm sure they'll pop up here any minute now. You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for your health. Well, you know what? This is my life. I can do whatever I want to do with it. I should have never brought it up, but I did. Francis Thompson says, I will watch you as long as you're here. Well, Francis, as long as you're here and the rest of y'all are here, I think we're going to get a little justice through understanding. Because at the end of Chad's trial, if some of y'all remember the burning of the effigy of Lori there, KJ's got something else in the works for old Chatty boy. Okay? It might not, I don't know if it'll be just as flamboyant and spectacular, but we're going to do it. I do this to pay honor to the victims' families, the victims themselves, and to also thank all the people that came on here, whether you consider yourself a Ray or not, whether you want to seek justice through understanding or not. You've been respectful and loving and caring people. Robbie Martin says it, justice through understanding. The bottom line is that we're all going to go through this trial together. Maybe I've kind of overdone it here in the last few months, just trying to keep us all on track. Maybe I should scale back a little bit until we get into some pretrial stuff. I can't help but share my silly, goofy self in other unrelated things with y'all. Y'all are so sweet. So, just to kind of summarize today, we got the weekend ahead of us. Who knows, I might pop in, y'all. Last time I popped in over the weekend, we made Dijon herb crusted prime rib. Can y'all believe that? I've done a beef Wellington. My husband cooked for me for the first time in 14 years. Just think about that, y'all. Think about all the beautiful things that's happened since we've come together. Well, I appreciate that, Robert Fisher, that you're praying for me to stop smoking. My husband is as well, so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Robert. Donna Donald says, I'm going to cook oxtail tonight. I may need a prayer. JAO says, I love weed. Well, here in Tennessee, JAO, it's illegal. There's other states in the country that have legalized it. I think we have some medical. I think that people can get medical. I'm pretty sure, like if they're, in the worst phases of their cancer and all the pain and stuff like that. Swan says, illegal here. It sucks. Robin Swan says, it's hard to get it medically. Yeah. I think that they should just, honestly, y'all, to be honest with you, if alcohol is legal and alcohol, if I'm not careful, will take me over. Alcohol affects every cell in the body. If they can legalize that and tax that and get everybody's money from that, then they should just go ahead nationwide and just legalize it. And just, people are like, well, KJ, what about the children? Well, the children should be taught not to do it. It's as simple as that. Eric says it's legal in Ohio, finally, but no one can buy it. Go figure, says Eric. See, there's always a catch-22. What's interesting about it, Eric, is here in the state of Tennessee, we fund our education system in Tennessee with what? With cigarettes, alcohol, and gambling. That's where they have this big sin tax on all of this stuff. Plus the gambling, they have the lottery scholarships and all of this. Think about that. We are funding, here in Tennessee, children's educations with cigarettes, alcohol, and gambling. Some counties have like wheel taxes and stuff like that when you go to get your plates and stuff like that. But we don't have a state income tax, so it's got to come from somewhere. Oh, Maria P says, I have had gallons of chicken soup this past week fighting COVID. Well, Maria P, we're hoping and praying you can get over this completely. Let's hope that once you do get healed up, that you don't have any of those lasting effects that some people say they have. I'm praying for you, Maria P. Nicole says, you'd find me with nothing but ashtrays and Dorito bags surrounding me within a month. Nicole, I'm not kidding. I just now, we had a bag of the regular flavored Doritos, and I just finished them up, the night before last. We don't bring a lot of, if I bring in a bunch of bags of chips, it's all over with. So, like what I do is I'll bring in one. And try to spread that out. But I love nacho cheese Doritos. I just do. And they've got them now in kind of like the Pringle cans, those tubes, the little Doritos inside the can. Oh my gosh. I could sit there and go, I love Doritos, Nicole. Teresa says in Illinois, if you have a medical card, you can grow up to 5 plants. Wow. Well, Teresa, it's illegal here in Tennessee, but I guarantee you there are all kinds of people, I'm sure, in all these rural counties out here. Not to mention, there's a lot of cow patties out here, which grow mushrooms out here as well. So, Oh, I'm going to tell you what, CSI Crowdsource Eliminations, I love to dip nacho cheese Doritos into salsa. I love it. I love salsa. Alex went and got me chips and salsa, says Sue Lima. Vicky McNutt says chips and hot sauce. Yes. Lena, I love salsa. I just do. Tanya was talking about microdosing mushrooms. I was watching a few scientific shows about that, and then I've read about that. Not that I'm interested, I just was curious because it's become a big thing now. They even had a show on Dr. Phil about microdosing mushrooms. I mean, this is the way I look at it. I ain't going to touch any of that. No, because OKJ's a nut job as it is. And if I was to do something like that, I'd probably end up hanging upside down on the roof, juggling pineapples, you know. I mean, you never know. What did Carisha say here? When I was pregnant with Ashlyn Kay, before I found out, I made my hubby question that when he walked in, and I had a head of lettuce and a bag of salsa verde Doritos. Oh, there you go. Oh, that daughter of yours is so beautiful. She is gorgeous. Absolutely. And so articulate and smart. Beach Lady said, I'd be a YouTube star if I did that stuff. The mushrooms. Not in a good way, though. Well, I look at it like this, Beach Lady. If I did something like that, I'd end up on the 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, and the 10 o'clock news. And everybody'd be, and there'd be like, they'd be telling about me and what the craziness I did. And then there'll be a neighbor standing over going, we just never thought anything like this would happen in our neighborhood. Oh. Salad and breadsticks at Olive Garden. Oh, I love that Alfredo sauce. Dipping the breadstick into the... Y'all, when they talk about you can eat all the breadsticks and salad you want at Olive Garden, shoot. I mean, I'll eat the living heck out of them breadsticks, but by gosh, I've got to save room for that main course. And I love their lasagna. I love their spaghetti. They've got some good food at Olive Garden. Little pricey. Robin Swan says, I wish we had Olive Garden in my town. Might not be a good idea, though. JoJo says, yes, I bought some magic shrooms, but feared being on the news, so I never ate them, says JoJo. Are we having a confessional today, y'all? Is the breadsticks at Olive Garden and the shrooms and the weed? Oh. Nicole's main headline in the news would be, and she was doing it naked if I did shrooms. Gosh, I'm going to tell you what, Nicole, if anybody saw me like that, it'd be like, you just can't unsee it. Noah Lonnie says, Jesus loves you. Yes, I know that. Eric, you know that black cohosh? My doctor said, okay, you want help with your night flashes, try that, because you don't want, because I'm like one of these, I don't even like taking any pharmaceuticals. Only what I have to take, and that's my blood pressure medicine. Imagine that. OKJ has hypertension, right? But I got to researching it, and that black cohosh can damage your liver. And I'm like, no. So even the natural supplements and stuff, if you're not careful, even though, you know, some people swear by that black cohosh, but they say it can cause liver damage. And maybe it only causes the liver damage in people that have a weakened liver, or it's in their genetics or whatever that their liver would be attacked or something to that effect. And maybe someone else could take it and never have a single problem. But I'm not willing to take that risk. I mean, I can deal with the hot flashes. I got one big box fan by my bed. I'm at home, away from society. I'm way out here in Bunland, Egypt. If I want to walk around nude, which I'm sorry to even say that, I don't want to have anyone think, oh gosh. But if whatever I got to do, if I got to jump in a shower, whatever needs to be done to deal with those hot flashes, OKJ's going to do it. CSI Crowdsource Elimination says, no mushrooms on Beef Wellington, though. Well, I'll tell you what, CSI, just for a little tidbit of update, she's still sitting in a jail cell. And she's going to be in that jail cell till like March or April. I don't know. Australia does things a little bit different. I mean, she's just been in there the whole time. Tanya McGee says long-term microdosing is not good. Well, this also, Tanya, when you talk about anything that you would take on a day-to-day basis, your body builds up immunities to it, or it just doesn't do what it used to do for you and all that. So it's like, why even what? You might get a year or two of some kind of relief, but then it all goes downhill, or you know, because it's some of this stuff, you can't just increase the dosage and hope that it's going to make up for that loss there. So it's like, why even do it in the first place? But that's just me. Bella F 580 says, bro, do what you want. It's your life. There you go. That's true. Everyone they have their own lives, their own responsibilities. Whatever they do, if someone thinks something they do is wrong, who is that person anyway? Who am I or anyone else, right? Do what you're going to do. Do what you're going to do. Because ultimately, no matter what OKJ does, one of two things happens, okay? There's either positive outcomes or consequences, or negative outcomes and consequences. One or the other. And sometimes we know when we do, well, when I do something, I know it's going to end up with a negative consequence. But sometimes I go into doing something and thinking it's going to have a positive outcome, and it doesn't. Or, you know, I do it not thinking about consequences at all, and it might turn out okay. Eric says black cohosh is dangerous for some people. My wife actually dehydrated. Here we're so bad. I felt so terrible for her. I mean, it really put her in a dark place for a while. Bless her heart, Eric. Well, at least she's got a good husband who loves her, who's there to take care of her. Cresha says, I smoked weed for the first time with my cousin at age 17. Stopped at a convenience store in the university. Popos were in there. In that your luck, Cresha? I thought they could tell I was high. I hated it ever since, the smell. Well, I'm going to tell you what they say it can. It can make you feel paranoid and all of that. Y'all, I mean, regardless of what you do in terms of anything, it's life. Life is full of choices. If anyone says that you have a better life because you made more good choices than bad, well, some of the times those bad choices lead to good things. It's called lessons in life. So if someone says if you make a bad choice, that makes you a bad person, or that gives you a bad life. Bottom line is sometimes them bad things that they have to happen in order to help a person understand what's going on, whatever that may be. Maria P says, KJ, just don't fry bacon naked. Ouch. You know what, Maria P, I've never had bacon pop on me. But I don't know if I think what I do is I do the medium low. I'm not in no hurry to make the bacon, but you know, that's gotta hurt even if you're dressed. Jabalin says, yes, I've been trying not to be so dependent on certain medications. Well, Jabalin, I have to be dependent on my blood pressure medicine because KJ thought I could, go the all natural way and just make some changes in my life. And when I went to the doctor, they had to put me in a dark room and give me a shot because my blood pressure was at stroke level. And they're like, well, we thought you were on blood pressure medicine. And I'm like, I was, but I took myself off of it to try this other stuff that's, more holistic. That scared me, especially when the doctor told me, you know what, do you want to end up in a diaper where someone has to help you go to the bathroom and all? Because if you have a stroke, there's a real possibility that you will not be able to go to the bathroom on your own again. And that really kind of done it for me. I was like, no, I'll take the blood pressure medicine. The thing about it is when my blood pressure gets up, I don't get headaches like some people say they do. I don't get anything. I feel fine. I'm just wired. You know what I'm saying? I feel wired. That's when I know my blood pressure's up, which y'all know as well as I do. It must be up all the time because I'm wired 24/7 with this high blood pressure, even though I'm taking blood pressure medicine. Go figure. Tanya McGee says doctors were killing me. Well, sometimes I think, Tanya, that the motivations behind putting medicine, giving people medicine isn't this is best for you. Sometimes I believe they just start putting you on all this medicine. It's like, hey, doc, I got constipation and it's chronic and it won't go away. That's just an example. So they give you a medicine to stop the constipation, but what happens? You get diarrhea. So they've got you on one medicine to stop the constipation. Now they've got add another medicine to stop the diarrhea that was caused by the first medicine, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Not to mention, some of y'all have said it before, you see the medication commercials where at the end you could die and all this other stuff. That ain't for me. Liza Joe says in Utah we have a drug registry. VixTech says lessons in life. Nicole is talking to Krisha and saying my biggest fear, and then having to have an ambulance come help me, and it being some guy that I went to high school with. Well, that's your biggest fear. I mean, my biggest fear. I don't know, y'all. I think there's a part of me that fears death. I think it's that instinctive, physical aspect of me. I think it's just that fight or flight thing. But in terms of spiritually, I'm not afraid of death at all. Spiritually, I know where I'm going. But that's just me. Hi, Bella. F580 says, I have missed you so much. I was on your live like 6 months ago, and now I'm finally back. Well, thank you, Bella, for being here. And y'all, it's kind of gotten a little more peaceful today. It was not in the last live stream, and that does my heart good. I prayed really hard about it. Did my prayers get answered? I know there were a lot of people on here that were saying, I'll pray for you, KJ, and saying nice, wonderful things about being supportive about everything. So, sometimes I have to really, really check my faith and say, you know what? Faith it's awesome, really. It really is. Donna says, I only smoke at my residence. I would be paranoid to do it out. It would be hit and run smoking. Cindy Bullock says, microwave bacon. Okay. I don't know, y'all. I like bacon in a cast iron skillet. You know, maybe it's about this whole thing, you know, where I'm like, I like glass bottle Coca-Colas better than the plastic bottles. And maybe it really doesn't matter, but I try not to put too much in the microwave. Crashes says, what's good for one may be bad for another, and vice versa. I don't judge people by their choices, except for the cult folks. Y'all, I'm just acting an ass. Don't mind me. I think if anybody has a right to say anything about that freaking stupid cult, you should be able to say it. You know how I feel about them. I do believe that is a necessary circumstance. Tina Turner had it as well, says Francis Thompson. Hello, Kenneth Williams. Our brothers and sisters over the pond. Pineapple lowers blood pressure, says Tanya, and so does bananas. And so does a glass of water. I'm serious. Look it up. Trust me, I've done my research on it. Oh, trust me, Kresha. They've got me. They've tried me on all kinds over the last few years. This ain't just something recently. I think they put me on one at one time where one of the side effects was coughing. And I didn't know it when they prescribed it to me. And I'm a smoker, right? So I'm not exactly 100% in my lungs. Why would they do that to me? So when I went back and told them, y'all, I stopped taking it because it was, and they said, oh yeah, that's one of the side effects. Did you develop a cough? I'm like, you're sitting here trying to lower my blood pressure, but you want me to walk around coughing all the time? So I don't know. It's hit or miss, right? Donna Donald says, my mom is 90. She questions everything, and she will worry her doctors till they take her off some of it. Well, she must be doing something right, Donna Donald. She's 90 years old. I'll be lucky if I make it another year. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but, you know, I had my mother's mother died at 52. I'll be 53 here in April. My dad died at 54 of leukemia cancer. Hi, Lisa Taglaboo. Thank you so much, but you know what I look like in the mornings, don't you? If you've ever come here, Coffee with KJ. Does KJ look like I've put on makeup? Does KJ look like I even have brushed my hair? I appreciate it. You're so sweet. I love all of y'all for being so sweet, but oh, KJ looks pretty rough. But don't we all? I guess that's what it comes down to. Because if you want to go somewhere where someone is all made up and everything's perfect with all the freaking graphics and all the, you know, fancy stuff, there's plenty of that. There's what, 23 plus million YouTube channels on there. You get enough of that. Maybe you need to see some everyday run-of-the-mill person. I mean, heck, last live stream they called me a hillbilly. Well, you know, educate. You know, educate yourself before you call somebody something. A hillbilly they think that's some backwards ass country person. But hillbilly actually happened where people were building their houses on hills. It does have southern connotations to it. But how about this? If I'm a hillbilly, I'm proud of it. I am college educated. I still have a lot to learn. I suck at math. I mean, I can do like arithmetic and all that, but when it comes to all this algebra and geometry and all that crap, forget it. I can't do it. I've tried. Honest to God, y'all, I get math anxiety. When I was in college, I failed math twice. Each time I would get what that dang professor was saying, but when it came time to take that test, it just all fell out of my brain. My mom wanted wine when we were in Salt Lake City. We had to go to y'all's state store or something. I don't remember what it was called. It was weird. We have drive-through daiquiri shacks, though. Yeah, yeah. Pressure. Remember when Wayne and I went down there? You was telling us about that. I mean, my God, y'all, you talking about damn redneck heaven, and I say that very positively. You can go and get a freaking mixed drink through the freaking drive-through. What Krisha was saying is they tape the top so that, you're not supposed to drink it until you get home. But man, come on. A mixed drink at the drive-thru? I mean, we already have coffee at the drive-thru, soda or pop or however you, water, whatever. But man, gosh, you got dang mixed drinks and all that through the drive-thru? My gosh. Hello, Carrie Mack. Happy Friday to you. The Journey to Justice says wrap bacon in a paper towel and then put it in the microwave. It cooks the same. Liza Joe says alcohol must remain behind the veil in Utah. Right, Maria P. Again, y'all, just a reminder, don't react to any of the silliness on here, if you know what I mean. What is dirtweed? Liza Joe, you say dirtweed can be purchased if approved in Utah. No homegrown here, though. What is dirtweed? I've never heard of that. Just cut back on the salt to lower your blood pressure, says Maria P. And that is cut and dry, Maria P. But I'm just telling you now that KJ's just unwilling to do that because I'm a Southern cook. I'm not going to deal with salt substitutes or other herbs that could kind of taste like it. I don't use a whole lot of salt anyway, but what salt is in the Southern food. And I don't add it when I sit down to the table to eat it, but it's in there. Salted butter. I mean, what's the use of using butter if it's not salted, right? I mean, maybe some people like the unsalted, but I got to have my stuff, it's got to be Southern. I've got one of these cast iron skillet stomachs and taste buds. Francis Thompson says, cut down, but don't go cold turkey. You do best for you. I like natural. Reality is good. Hello, Philly. Hello again, Cindy Bullock, Denise Gray. Good morning, Jessica Rutledge. Isn't it great, Krisha, just to be yourself and know that we don't have all the answers and that life's not perfect and everyone makes mistakes? Isn't that a great feeling to know that? It doesn't mean that, KJ's going to go out here and just make mistake after mistake. I'm going to do my best not to make those mistakes. But if it does happen, I'm okay with that. Thank you, Sharon. I really appreciate it. Are you caring for 18 children? My gosh, are you the woman in the shoe that had so many children she didn't know what to do? Beach Lady says, I'm proud of my hillbilly heritage. How you doing, Rory? I'll tell you what, Crasha, when they tape the top of those daiquiri containers with masking tape, that ain't going to keep OKJ out of it. I got a pocket knife. I could put a little slit in there and stick a straw down that thing. You know what I'm talking about, girl? Oh, dirtweed is homegrown. Okay, Tanya. Thank you for answering that. I've never heard of it that way. I have heard of skunkweed, though, Crasha. Donna says, I thought dirtweed was weed grown not using controls, so you don't know THC or other percentages. Well, that's okay, Philly. I appreciate you being here. Sending lots of love your way, too. We're talking about crunchy bacon. We're talking about skunkweed. We're talking about holistic medicines or prescription big pharma medicines. We're talking about getting a daiquiri through a drive-through. We're talking about all kinds of things because OKJ I'm just so glad that we can all talk about whatever we want to talk about. That everyone deserves to have a voice as long as it's civil. You know, it can be neutral as long as it's not attacking. Everyone has a voice, and I do my very best to try to get to everyone. I know what it feels like to go on a YouTube channel and I put in a comment hoping they'll read it, and it makes me feel like I'm being ignored. But now that I've done what I've been doing now for a while, I realize I honestly have never tried to ignore anyone if they had any kind of comment that wasn't like, calling me names or something like that. That's just really out there, Precious says, I need my mama here. She would look over at me if I put on a little weight and would say, it's time to push away from the table, girl. But it was never insulting. Her birthday would be April 1st. Yeah, I remember when she passed, Christian, how you had wrote that tribute to her on your community wall. I mean, from what we all learned and you shared with us, she was a fabulous, wonderful woman. And in terms of pushing away from the table, Cresha, well, I got a belly on me like a pit bull. I mean, I got a big old fat belly on me. I got to do something about it. I'm at that age now where, even if I went to the gym, which again, that's what, 25 minutes away from here. That's one way. I can do stuff around here to tone up my muscles. I'm looking forward, y'all, to going out on the boat again this spring and summer. I'm looking forward to it because it keeps me active doing all that fishing. I mean, people think, there's no physical fitness in sitting and fishing. Oh, yes, it is, because you're not just sitting. You're constantly having to check baits, check lines, because I don't use one bowl. I use up to 3 poles, sometimes 4 poles. Sandra Lavalle says, I am a Southern cook. I love salt. Tanya, Ambien is a freaking dang killer. I'm telling you what, I get a limited script of that stuff and it knocks my ass out. As many of you know, I do have PTSD. That's why they allow me to have it. They don't let me have it continuously. They give me like one 30-day script every 6 months, to take, not every night, because you don't want to do that. Oh, JoJo says, I miss my granny too. KJ reminds me of her a lot. That is an honor. I appreciate that, JoJo, because this is the way I look. I've had people say, will you be my grandmother and all that? I'm like, yes, yes. I'm 52. I'll be 53 years old. I embrace getting older. I embrace it because there are things when I was young and stupid and all that that I just didn't know that I know now. And the demographics on this channel, as I've said time and time again, we've got so many highly educated, mature, experienced in life women and men on here. And some are not as old as old KJ, but that's okay too. Hello, Jenny Benny. Right, Cresha? Oh, really, JoJo? So you're saying that KJ's young? I'll take that. No. My grandmother, my mother's mother, she died very young too, I think. My mom is taking hair and nail vitamins and Omega XL for arthritis. She has pride in her appearance. That's wonderful, Donna. They put me on fish oil with the omegas in it and stuff. And I was on it for about a month before my belly started swelling up and I was getting gassy all the time, which I'd never been that way before. And I said, the hell with this. I'll take a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil every day before I go damn doing that again. I mean, I'm willing to try these supplements and stuff, but if they don't mesh with me, y'all, all of us, we're such originals that it's really hard to say these medicines are going to perfectly help everybody. Lena says, I got a body like Phil the Groundhog. Which, by the way, Lena, the groundhog says we're going to have early spring. That'd be nice. I'm sick and tired of this cold weather. Cresha says, and damn Daybell goes to face the music on her birthday. I don't believe in consequences. She was an Aries, hard ass, who loved you no matter what walk of life you came from. Well, there you go, y'all. Speaking truth there. Jay Balian says, always wanted to fish with my papa at least one time. Donna says, I've seen some sleepwalking episodes and a boyfriend after taking it. I guess you're talking about Ambien. He did crazy stuff and did not remember. And they say that could be the side effects. That doesn't really happen to me. What's weird is when I do take it, I fall into a deep sleep, which is very hard for me because I have one of these overactive brains. Imagine that. But when I come out of it, it's like I'm dreaming coming out of it, and I have some weird dreams. But as far as not remembering things, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I don't need Ambien to help me forget something. I mean, I'm forgetting shit left and right all the time. But, it is what it is. Crasha says, my mama fed people, put a roof over your head if she could, gave you a job to make your own money, taught you how to work and be proud of yourself, taught so many life lessons. She was the best ever. And you're keeping her alive, Crasha, always here on this earth when we lose people that have been so dear to us, that have really been a light in this world. We take up the mantle of the people that we love to keep their memory alive always. And she's always going to be part of you. So that's the awesome thing about it. Tanya McGee says, don't cook bacon on Ambien, naked, sleepwalking. Well, there you go, y'all. That is the public service announcement today on KJ and the Ray. Compliments of Tanya McGee. Don't cook bacon on Ambien, y'all. Naked, you don't be naked when you do it either. Or sleepwalking, okay? Just don't do it. Yeah, Jennifer, this whole idea that you can, I mean, maybe it works where you don't burp on some of these fish oil pills. The ones I got, they were said to have, the best. I think it was Nature's Bounty or something to that. This is what the doctor said, this exact brand. Don't get any other brand. Get this one. And now, I mean, the brand's expensive. I mean, all the supplements are. Rose Roswell says, it's been a pleasure. Hope to see you again soon. Well, thank you, Rose. Thank you for being here. Donna Donald says, my boyfriend may have been abusing it by taking more than he was supposed to. Precious says, okay, y'all, I'm going to walk now. If I don't now, I'll never will. Love y'all to the end of the railroad tracks and back. See y'all tonight. Remember, all of y'all, this evening, I'm going to put her thumbnail up. I don't know if she's already got it made or not, but I'm going to keep an eye on that, get it on the community wall. Kay and Larry, along with Cresha K. Easton of Difficult Research. Check it out this evening. Y'all, thanks for shooting the shoot with me today. We will get back on track. I really do appreciate y'all being patient with the fact that YouTube has decided to open the floodgates of all these cyberbullying, negative people that really are wasting their time. I appreciate you staying strong. I appreciate those on here that took the time to report or block. If you do see anything in future lives where people are being jerks and just being it's just so unnecessary, but they're going to be there, just ignore it. Don't engage in it. But they can, I'm sure, find other channels where people will engage. KJ learned my lesson. I'm not going to react anymore. And I'm not going to talk about it anymore. After this live stream, we're not going to talk about trolls or idiots or people that just do it for whatever reason. If for nothing else, I think this has proven to me and many others that if we are going to address it, we should address it in our prayers for other people. Sometimes you have to pray for others. Well, you should anyway, but it says in Holy Scripture, you should pray for your enemies. I'm not saying these people are enemies, but I am saying that no matter if you are being told to pray for your enemies, surely we can pray for these people that decide they want to disrupt other people's channels, right? So with that said, I love all of the personal comments of all different topics that we talked about today. I hope all of y'all have a great weekend. And just to let the ones on here that never comment, that just listen, I just want you to know that I'm very thankful that you are on here, even if you just listen because you're at work or you're at home and you really just don't want to comment, you're just listening. I appreciate you as well. So with that said, I love you all. Have a great weekend and keep on looking.